Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the Lifting Nomad. My name is Alex, and in this video we're going to talk about what time of day is best to actually be working out while you have a job. I've tried to do it in the morning, on lunch, after work, and there's pros and cons to each and a little bit of kind of fluctuation in what's going to be best for you depending on your lifestyle, your style of work, all of that. So with that being said, I'm just going to go through kind of my opinion, what I've experienced over the years, trying out different programs, different times of day, how my body reacts, and how you can do the same thing. So without further ado, let's get into the video. We're back in the garage gym. Final week of workouts here at home before the winter trip begins. Got some exciting videos coming up in Argentina, Peru, Chile, Mexico City. It's gonna be some exciting stuff, so stay tuned for that. But in today's video, like I said, we're gonna talk about the timing of your workouts while having a job. So for me, I typically work like 9 to 5 East Coast hours, and that's what I've done since I graduated university. My first job was straight out of school, like 3 days after my last exam when I got my degree. Went into like corporate sales, and I've been doing that more or less ever since. And you know, with a couple breaks in between there while I was like transitioning into new roles. And for me, I've tried a lot of different things. When I was first in the office there, I was in office full time, and I was working out at lunch. So we had like a gym, a chain gym, a Good Life Fitness for my fellow Canadians in the actual building, which was pretty cool to see. And we were able to work out on lunch for like an hour and a half. So I would work for like 3 hours in the morning, then go downstairs, have my pre-workout, and then just start lifting, and then shower, change, come back to the office and work again. That was kind of interesting, I think, because you were able to eat like more calories than you would have, but you weren't really tired yet. And then as well, you could crush your caffeine like midday, and you wouldn't exactly have that sort of inability to sleep that you get at night sometimes. But I think the challenge for me was you're really, really time constrained. So if you were late at all for like, let's say you had a meeting internally or a customer call or something like that, and you were late to your actual session downstairs, you'd really only be able to get like 30, 45 minutes of a lift in. And for me, that's not really enough, given like I like to spend like 15 minutes warming up, doing dynamic stretching, getting my body going, and then like working sets, and then like accessories. Like it's tight for me, and then stretching at the end. Like I'm generally an hour. If I wanted to go fast, I'm an hour open to close. Typically like a little bit longer than that if I had the choice. So it didn't really work for my style of work and then workouts. I made some like decent gains here, but really I think my biggest fitness progress was when I started working out before work. But I did also try working out after work. So back when I was in university, I was going to the gym after class, and that was at like 3, 4, 5 p.m. depending on my schedule, hitting pre-workout and then exercising at the university gym. And that was probably the worst time. Now, I know this is like a little bit, not even controversial, but it just varies person to person, I think. Some people have had a lot of success working out after work or class. For me, it just didn't really pan out. I think I have a tough time sleeping on caffeine, first of all, so I try not to have any caffeine after like noon. So now I was having pre-workout at like 4 p.m. and I was having like really, really shitty sleep because of it. So for me, that didn't really play into my strengths, and I think that was probably my worst period of exercise, was actually trying to go to the gym after class. Now, I definitely recommend people do go to their university gyms while you're in school. I think it's one of the best ways you can meet people, make friends, and also, like, let's say, you know, if you were into like looking for a romantic partner, probably the best way you can do it is in a university gym while you're in university, right? That's someone who's pursuing a degree similar to you and is health conscious similar to you. That's really like, you know, an ideal scenario. So don't be like obviously creepy or anything, but if it comes up, if you're chatting with people in the gym and you get to know someone, definitely a great way to do it. But also just like getting a lifting community of people who are exercising around classes and staying in shape is a really big motivator. I know I struggled with it at that time in my life, and now I'm kind of a lone wolf in the gym. And I think the reason I'm able to now is because I was like, you know, working out with other people back then. So definitely recommend finding people to work out with in the gym. If that means you have to work out after class, then that's so be it, is what I was getting at with the point of this whole thing. If that's the only way you can meet people, then it might be worth it for you to actually try and go to the gym after class. But yeah, so those are my two main sort of starting points. I tried working out on lunch, and then I tried to work out after class. Neither really were extremely conducive to me making progress. And the other thing to think about is meal timings, right? If you're working out at the end of the day, you've consumed likely most of your calories already for the day. If you do like a big lifting session, let's say, and then some cardio after, you're gonna be hungry as fuck. So then you're gonna go home and potentially splurge and break your calorie bank, considering you've already eaten most of your calories for the day and then you haven't even done your biggest exercise yet. So that can be a little bit tough for people. And then that's why I think lunch was like a really good timing for me. I just don't have the ability to do it anymore because now I work like kind of throughout the day and my lunch is like a walk, like a half-hour break, just because of sporadic like time zones, and we're working with a lot of like international clients right now where they're like in EMEA and they're like GMT time +6 or something. So it can be a little bit hectic for me to try and set a schedule for working out during the day, but I think timing it at the same time is ideal. You get your body used to getting ready and anticipating those the caffeine, the extra calories, and your mind just becomes more primed. There's a reason why you look at professional bodybuilders, a lot of them train at the exact same time every day. They have a very similar routine. Like I was just watching the Mr. Olympia 2022. Obviously Chris Bumstead won again for Classic Physique. That's 4 years in a row. And it was funny, like when he was getting interviewed about what he was gonna do to celebrate, and he's like, well, I'm gonna go back to my hotel room, hang out with my family, have a mug cake, and then tomorrow morning I'm just gonna do cardio because that's what I always do. It's like that routine is so crucial to making long-term progress, where if you're training at the same time every day, your body gets used to it, you get used to it, your calories in, your digestion, everything just becomes a little bit more normalized when you're doing the same thing every day. So with that being said, those two options, at lunch or after work, can both work, but I'd recommend sticking to a consistent routine depending on what's important to you. Now finally, I'm gonna hit a little leg day workout here, and then we're going to talk about my #1 recommended time for working out, and that is before work. So let's get after it.
It hurt, but you're okay. You learn from your mistakes. Your friends back in high school, we thought we were so cool. We'd steal Jack, my dad's stash, and drink the whole night through. The first time you first moved, dad's new job, a new roof, new student, made new friends, a new start, a new you. I guess things could be worse. Dad's in sales and my mom is a nurse. Yeah, family comes first. Remember all the good and forget about the worst. Yeah, some things will burn and others will hurt, but you can make it work. Yeah, just flash back and be glad that you can look back at a good past, happy that you have that. I like living in the past, it makes me thankful for everything I have. Yeah, every time that I laughed, it makes me grateful for the present and the past. Yeah, don't live life too fast, take it all slowly and you can make it last. Yeah, keep all the friends that you had back in your math class, you'll be glad that you have them when you look back. Look back, look back, look back, look back, look back, look back.
All right, leg day is done, abs are done. Gonna hit the bike here, but really quickly to finish off this video, I wanna talk about the best time I've found for exercising or working out while you have a job. Peep the 2-pack shirt, RIP to one of the GOATs. In my experience, working out before work is really like been a game changer for me. So I started like, I guess waking up at 7:30-ish, and I've slowly worked my way backwards to like before 6. So for me, I have like one of those sunrise alarm clocks that I think is one of the best adult purchases I've ever made. It wakes me up really nice and gently. There's no like, like no annoying ass fucking alarm, but it just like gently makes your circadian rhythm get used to waking. Especially here in Canada when we don't get sun until like 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. in the dead of winter, it's impossible to get your normal rhythm intact because the sun doesn't come up, right? So using something like a sunrise alarm clock that simulates that warm, glowing, slowly increasing light gets your circadian rhythm to consistent year round. So you can do it so it sets like 5:30 to 6 a.m. It'll just like gradually increase your wake up time. Sorry, gradually increase in brightness and then wake you up in that time. So what that lets you do is just get used to that year round. So during the summer when the sun's always up, I close my blinds and then use that as well because the sun wakes up at like 5 sometimes. So I wanna have it consistently like 5:36. And for me, that is like the perfect amount. That lets me go to bed like 9:30, watch a show, and then go to sleep. I know you're not supposed to have blue light in bed, but that's, for me, watching a TV show before bed puts me right to sleep. And then I wake up like 5:36, and then I'll have breakfast, pre-workout, gym. So that is my ideal morning. I don't try to overcomplicate it by adding additional steps. For me, that is absolutely the GOAT, and it has had the best positive impact on my fitness, my health, my skin, my hair, everything from waking up at that time. So wake up, eat, pre-workout, gym. Then I work out from like 6:30, there's some variations. Between 6:30 and 7 is when I get out here, and I lift for an hour 15, stretch, and then I'm back in the house by like 8:30, shower, change, work for 9. So that is my morning routine. I try not to overcomplicate it by adding anything else. I think people try to do too much and then miss out on like the important parts, and that for me is the important morning. Having a good breakfast, having a good workout, showering and changing, getting ready for the day, that is like my perfect morning, and I don't really need to improve on that by adding complications to it. So that's what I stick to. It depends like where I'm staying. I think when I'm gonna be down in Buenos Aires, where they're 2 hours ahead, I may be waking up at like 7. That way I'm going to the gym at like 7:30 local time, which would be like 5:30 Eastern. That way, a couple of reasons with that, I'm gonna be working normal EST hours, which is gonna be 11 till like 7 in BA. So I need to get used to working out a little bit later in the morning. But that's my ideal wake up time. What that lets me do is get extremely focused for the day. I know my workout's out of the way and done. I don't have to do any more exercise. Sometimes I'll do like cardio over lunch, or I always go for a walk during the day, and then I'll do maybe cardio at the end of the day. But those are like, not as focal to me as actually getting my lifts and my progressive overload done for the day. So once that's out of the way, I'm good. If I have enough time, like ideally I'd like to go to the gym at like 6, lift, and then do cardio, so that's done completely. Right now when I'm staying at my mom's, it's not possible to do that, but when I get back to my own place, that's what the plan is. So that's been my experience trying different workout times. I think for me and anyone working a 9-to-5 job, if you have the ability to wake up, I know everyone's not gonna necessarily be able to do this because of kids and other obligations, but if you have the ability to wake up early, work out before work, get that lift done, get your first meal done, shower, change, and then start your day, I guarantee you it's gonna leave you more focused. You're not gonna be thinking about gym the rest of the day. You're just gonna be able to dial in on your work and your real priorities, and then set yourself up for success for the following day. So that's the video. Hope that was useful. That's been my experience with really the 3 main sort of times. I'm not gonna get into like the super late night people who work out at like 10 p.m. I've never tried it, I've never done it. I just can't imagine having caffeine and then trying to get a pump and then going to sleep immediately after. I just don't think I'd be able to do it. So maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't, who knows? But that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. If this was useful, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. As always, my name is Alex. Welcome back to the Lifting Nomad, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.